Hi, my name is Patrick and I bought a project sailboat. This sailboat was stripped, dirty, and out of shape, literally. Subscribe to my channel and watch me put this sailboat back together, make it seaworthy, and go sailing. In this video, I'm focusing on the components of the mast and raising the mast on the boat. If you've been following my channel, you've probably already noticed that I have my mast on the boat already and I've been doing some sailing, but this footage is from October of 2022. The masthead, or the top of the mast, needed an anchor light, so I'm installing one, but the masthead doesn't have any place for it, so I'm adding an aluminum square tube to be mounted on the top of the mast. Now I'm working on an A-frame. The A-frame is used to assist in stepping or raising the mast, single-handed. I'm using galvanized conduit pipe, and this was recommended from the Catalina 25 Facebook group, which has been really helpful in all of the projects associated with this boat. The ends needed to be flattened so it can be connected to the places where the forward lower shrouds are connected, and it needed to be connected together at a point at the top of the A-frame. Using a vise proved futile to make the ends flat, so I had to heat the galvanized metal and hammer it at each end so it could go flat. This conduit pipe was tougher than I expected. For each side of the A-frame, my particular Catalina 25, year 1979, needed to be 8 feet in length. That's the approximate measurement from the lower fore shroud and where the forestay connects. And if you're curious, the A-frame doesn't fit anywhere in the boat for storage. Drill holes on the ends where it meets at the top of the A-frame are centered, but the drill holes at the point where it meets the lower forward shroud connections are off-center, so when it was tilted up, it wouldn't rub against the deck of the boat or any part of the boat that could get scratched. There are several methods to raising a mast that I researched, and I found that the A-frame method would be the best for me to be able to do this single-handedly. The gin pull method to me seemed that it would be a little bit more difficult to do with only one person and with the size of my mast and the size of my boat. I've seen it done on the Catalina 22 and it looked pretty simple, but there were a lot of lines that needed to be run to various sections of the boat so the mast could be stable and the gin pull could be stable, and that method also was used as an A-frame but in tension rather than using metal pipe to serve as the A-frame. At the top of the A-frame, I needed a plate that had 2 holes, one hole for the forestay or the roller furler, and another hole that would hold the main sheet block and tackle to provide mechanical advantage while tilting the mast up. This plate was a portion of a piece of angle that I just cut and already had 2 holes in it, so I just needed to add a hole in the center where it would be bolted to the top of the A-frame, and that would be the pivot point. It looks like there's not much material below the hole where I'm sanding that location. But that doesn't really matter because the load is going to be on the top of the hole rather than on the bottom, since the A-frame is going to be under compression rather than being lifted up. During this fabrication, I was more worried about the clearance issues that I had since I wasn't anywhere near the boat and I couldn't make any measurements. The ends needed to be bent so that the pivot points could be angled in a way that it won't be bound while it's being pivoted. And also the top of the A-frame needs to be bent so the plate between the top of the A-frame can sit flat between the 2 sides. Today I plan to step my mast. I've already done some work to get the furler repaired, but I still don't know if the furler works correctly. And I think I put my side shrouds, my aft and fore shrouds on the port side. I think I made them in the correct placement, because before they were reversed, and they are about 4 inches different, or a couple inches different from each other. These shoes are the most comfortable shoes I've gotten so far for water. The water's getting cold! For some reason, when I come here, I always have to pee. I think that's from nervousness or something. Alright, let's go put the mast up. So this is the Seaplane Basin in Davis Island. It is a lovely place, but the growth of barnacles and plant life is like nothing else. According to the sailors around here, they say that it's the worst place in the world for barnacles growing, and they say it's from eutrophication of like chemicals for the grass out here in this part of Tampa or Davis Island. Hey, Lucy! All right. All right, let's see where we're gonna park. My keel is up, and it's always up because according to the sailors around here, the growth is so bad that if I put the keel down, I'll never bring it back up unless I scrub the keel. So my boat turns quite fast and constantly. I think I'm gonna put the paddle inside the boat today. I don't want this thing coming off. All right, let's see how I'm gonna get on. Yeah, no problem. All right. This is the repair I did. I used JB Weld. I'm gonna keep this globbed on here. It's smooth, I sanded it, so it won't cause a problem with the sail wrapping around it and tearing the sail. But what I did is I used this track here because this was broken, and it was this joint was just like kinked like this, and when we tried to put it back, it broke the inner extrusion that was a part of this one. This one had a sort of an extension, or maybe it's an inner extrusion that goes between both of them, and it broke. So I'm using this track, and I took my lathe and I lathed down about 7mm, a little less than 7mm bar. I stuck it in this track, and I put some JB Weld so it doesn't move up and down. It doesn't really need to be that welded in with glue, but it just needs to make sure it stays its position, so it stays all along this this joint. And then I just added some more on the back. So the joint is supposed to look something like this, where it has kind of a puzzle piece, and it locks in like that. And then you have two tracks, and I didn't know why they have two tracks on these, because the sail that I have only has a single part of the sail that goes into this track, and I'm just going to use the right track instead of the left track. these on. I think I made them a little too close. So I need to redo this one. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to drill new holes. Get this open. This is what it looks like inside so far. It's still really messy, but I want to get projects done. Here's the bimini I put up that I showed my Facebook group. I added a couple of shelves here, and these are all of my tools and parts for the boat and hardware. So to raise the mast myself, or step the mast myself, I use an A-frame that goes back to my 4 shroud connectors. I'm going to take this line and go all the way back because it's going to be hard to deal with, I think. I think I need to put it on the right side. I think I want to be inside of this as well. So you can see that I have a block and tackle, or a, what do you call that? That's for the sheets. I'm using that as a way to create a 3-to-1, I think, advantage, mechanical advantage. All right, I'm gonna let this out a little bit, but I'm gonna go back. I think I need to go underneath these shrouds. Yeah. This is a long line, so I want to make sure that I'm not going to get it all fouled. Lay it down here. Let's see how that works. So it should be, let's see, that's the one in the back. It should be coming right off the top. That's good. All right. Now I'm going to move the mast onto the step. I should get the bolt for it first. This looks like it. I'm going to make sure before I move the mast. Yeah, that'll work. All right, I'll put this in my pocket. Something is preventing it from going back. There we go. Oh, also, yeah, look at that. I got my halyards all on this. I haven't cut my halyards to length yet. So I want to put up all of my line organizers and everything before I cut my halyards. I think I did a double, what do you call it? Bowline here. If you can call what I just did a double something. One of the sailors out here said, there's no such thing as a double bowline. Let's see if I can do this. By myself. Okay, what is... Okay, could be that red line. Okay. No, that's not it. Everything seems to be free. Alright, it's over there on the other side. Okay, this could be it right there, yep. Fouling fouling stuff. Alright, good. Let's see if it'll move. Yeah. What else? Still this. Alright. I'm almost there, I think. Alright. I'm gonna rest for a second. I think if I leave this alone, it'll just pop right back up. I probably should have taken this off first. It's not too bad. Okay. This is hard work, but I'm up for it. What the hell? Put the easier side first. Let's see if I can pop it in. Turn, please turn. Maybe I'll put this on this side. Yes, I got it. Well, that was a little bit difficult. Out what was causing my problems. Forgot to take off one of these. My other camera ran out of battery, so now I'm using my phone. But as I was raising the mast, my phone fell and I was in the middle of pulling the rope and I had no hands to reset the phone, so I didn't have any footage of the mast going all the way up. But I was just continually pulling the line from the sheet, block and tackle, and the mast was rising quite easily. In hindsight, I probably should have used one of my winches and cam cleats so I could stop at any moment, get rid of any fouling if there was any, and go back to winching up the mast. I did this all on the water, so there's no reason why anybody with any level of ability, strength-wise, wouldn't be able to do this, because I'm not a strong person. I'm 54 years old when I was doing this. My back wasn't perfect, and it was a very easy thing to do. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. The upcoming videos that I'm going to have is going to be more about sailing and my comfort level or lack thereof while I'm sailing, and also putting the remaining lines on the boats, like the traveler sheets, and doing some more modifications in the boat. Thank you so much for watching.